Hello. In this lesson we're going to look at how fractions and percentages are linked. Recently we've been learning about ratio and we're just going to move a little bit towards percentages, and these two topics are very closely linked. On the screen is a little bit about fractions and revision of what we did a few weeks ago. First of all, can you find half of 84? And the next question, can you find 3/4 of 32? Pause the video while you have a go and press play when you're ready to see the answer. The answers are on the screen. For part A you should have got 42 and for part B was 24. The objectives today, we're going to recall fraction operations, silver to understand that a percentage is out of 100, and gold convert fluently between fractions and percentages. For the starter, again we have done this before, a few weeks ago now. Can you write the following percentages as fractions in their simplest forms? Remember that percentages are out of 100, so that might be where you're going to start with this. Pause the video while you have a go at the 3 questions and press play when you're ready to see the answer. The 3 answers are on the screen. Part A was a half, Part B was 2/5, and Part C was 3/20. To do these questions, we was going to write this number over 100 and then simplify the fraction. So example number 1 for today. Convert the following fractions to percentages. Part A 17 over 100, Part B 9 over 10, Part C 3 over 5. Can you write down Part A 17 over 100, and we'll look at how we convert these fractions to percentages. So our method to convert fractions to percentages is to multiply by 100. We take the fraction 17 over 100 and just multiply by 100. The numerator, the number on the top, is being multiplied by 100, so 17 multiplied by 100 is 1700, and the denominator stays as 100. And then we need to simplify that, so remember that this fraction line means divide. So 1700 divided by 100, and our final answer will be 17%. And because we've converted from a fraction to percentage, we need to include our percentage sign at the end. Part B, 9 over 10. Write down the question, 9 over 10, and let's have a look at our working out to convert this to a percentage. So again, our fraction is being multiplied by 100, so our method to convert from a fraction to percentage is to multiply by 100. And the numerator has been multiplied by 100, so 9 multiplied by 100 is 900. And then we just need to simplify that. So 900 divided by 10, and hopefully we'll get 90%. If you're not quite sure with any of these divisions, you can use a calculator. I'm moving on to part C, 3/5. Write that question down, and let's have a look at our working out. So again, all of this question is converting a fraction to a percentage. So our method is to multiply the fraction by 100. 3 multiplied by 100 is 300, and the fraction line means divide, so 300 divided by 5, and we get 60%. Example number 2. Convert these percentages to fractions. So if I just go back a slide, convert the following fractions to percentages. This time we're going back the opposite direction, so we're starting with a percentage and we need to divide and turn it into a fraction because we're going back the opposite way. So convert these percentages to fractions. Part A is 30%, Part B is 80%, and Part C is 45%. Write down the first one, question A, 30%. And what we're going to do this time, instead of multiply by 100, is divide by 100. So remember, the fraction line means divide, and we can just write our percentage 30 over 100, which means 30 divided by 100. And we can simplify that as well. 30 over 100 simplifies down to 3 over 10, because both of these numbers have a factor of 10, and we can divide by 10 on both of those. Part B, 80%. Write the question down, 80%. And again, to convert from a percentage to a fraction, we need to divide by 100, so it's 80 over 100. This time we can divide both of those by 10, which will give us 8 over 10. And also both of those will be divided by 2 as well. So our final answer should be 4 over 5. They've actually just left that as 8 over 10. We could convert that once more to get 4 over 5 there. I'll just write that in. There we go, 4 over 5. So that would be my final answer, because that is then fully simplified. And the last one, part C, we've got 45%. And again, the same method, divide by 100, 45 over 100. This time we can simplify by dividing by 5. So we're going to get 9 over 20. And our final example, example number 3. A football team is based on a squad of 20 players. In one season, 8 players are shown a red or yellow card. So part A, what percentage of the squad is shown a red or yellow card? And part B, what percentage of the squad is not shown a red or yellow card? So let's have a look at part A first of all. What percentage of the squad is shown a red or yellow card? So we know that the number of people or number of players that was shown a red or yellow was 8. And that was out of 20 players. So we can start by writing a fraction of 8 over 20. But what we wanted is a percentage. So we need to convert this fraction into a percentage, and our method was multiply that by 100. So 8 over 20 multiplied by 100 will be 800 over 20. And that simplifies to 40%. 800 divided by 20 is 40. And part B, what percentage of the squad is not shown a red or yellow? And actually this step's probably easier than part A, because we know that percentages are out of 100. So if we do 100% take away 40%, that will give us 60%. That's it for the examples. On the next slide is going to be some questions. The questions are going to be on for a few seconds, so you're going to have to pause the video while you have a go and press play when you're ready to see the next set of questions. On the next slide is going to be the answers. And that's it for all the answers. So pause the video while you finish off marking, and that's it for today's lesson.